So, hello everyone. Welcome to Power Talk. Today we are going to talk about two philosophies, about yoga and about Rumi, the Sufi mystic poet, through the lens of our guest today, Samaneh Mojaveri. She's a Persian yogi, nomad, and the founder of RUMInation, a folk music band. Samaneh is a certified RYT 500 yoga teacher, deeply rooted in the Kriya Yoga lineage. She trained at the Shivananda Ashram in Kerala. She has had her own personal transformational journey of transforming from the corporate sector into the wellness field, teaching yoga and practicing yoga. She calls herself a free spirit and a nomad. She's traveled the length and breadth of India, Iran, and has been to many other parts of the world. She's passionate about the interconnectedness of cultures, and she founded RUMInation, a folk music band in Dubai, where they do a lot of live events, combining the wisdom of Rumi through storytelling, poetry, and merging Indian and Iranian dance and music. So, what a beautiful journey, Samaneh.
Thank you so
much for taking your time and being with us at the Power of Pages Book Club. We are so excited to hear from you.
Me as well, Tetsi. Thank you so much for having me. It's really a kind of a passionate, moment that you get that time to talk and to just express what we
Sure.
have been through, and a little bit to share more.
Definitely. So, I know that you were in the HR sector.
Yep.
And so, how did yoga happen?
So apparently, yoga happened with me once I just lost my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a project, so I was the HR director of the oil and gas company, onshore and offshore. So we had a lot, like 800 employees, and then I was on a project. So the HR, section, especially in oil and gas, is a 24-hour job. I was on the side, and we got that one kind of a casualty over there. So I had to stay a little bit back. I had that helicopter, the job to get on and just fly to Tehran. But apparently I just said, okay, let me just resolve this here, and then I carry forward to just visit my mom. But it seems that was late, because when I went to Tehran, I apparently, my mom was not there anymore. And she was coming from that background that she was full healthy. She was into a lot of mindfulness, fitness, everything. I've never seen her to be sick, apparently. So just happened suddenly. But during those visits that I was having, that visit to my mom, she just told me that, Sam, as if you're just losing your life. I get back to, because due to our rituals and the cultures and the customs, so we have got a lot of rituals to go for it. So after the rituals were done, I got back to Dubai and just get back to my work. I said, okay, I just resigned. I guess I don't want to work anymore. Never at all. Just put this away. And then I was always in love with India. That was a very big thing for me. I had a lot of, Indian friends. I visited India like at the very first time, 2008. Then apparently I started meeting some people, and then I started yoga. What I'm getting out of it, every day after the practice, I'm thinking that, oh my God, how my body is just reacting to it. So first it happens with my physicality. Then I got to know that how much, because my mind was just running ahead and all, So I thought, okay, this is just being a great practice for me. Then I just went to Druta. I went to Shivananda Ashram. I just did my training course over there. So for a month and so I was in Kerala. I visited a lot of places in the south and all. Very grateful moment for me, it was that I met my teacher, Manish Paul. So that was the point of picking me up and putting me at the right place. So I met him, and he started mentoring me, and I started studying with him. For me, trekking the Himalayas, it was the best thing could have ever happened, to see the real yogis around it. So this was keep going on and on and on. Yeah.
And so you lived in the Shivananda ashram for 6 months. How was that experience of learning yoga in India, and what were your takeaways as an Iranian of Indian?
So Shivananda ashram, I was there a month.
Okay.
Not 6 months.
Okay.
I was there for a month, but when I get to know more about the yoga, I got to know, okay, there are a lot of different styles. Okay. The Shivananda and the Guru, the Satyananda, Shivananda, it was great. I learned a lot about them, the way that the technique which was happening and all. But then I find that perhaps that was not my way. Okay. I need another, approach to the yoga. You know what I mean? It was just, I thought, not that it was too late, but I felt that, oh my God, look at them. When you see a girl from like at the age of 22 and just stepping in this lifestyle and comparing it that me at the age of 30, stepped over there, it was like, I thought, okay, maybe I've lost a little bit of time, but suddenly I tried to really manifest it and just minimize it to just get the best out of it.
Fast track your...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you said that it also changed your body. So tell us a little about how yoga changed you as a person and your physicality. Like you said, what did you feel?
So getting back to the industry, which I was there with the HR in the oil and gas is a very mannish kind of an industry, So being a lady in the circulation of a lot of thousand men, you have to be a really fighter, unfortunately. So I had that thing to fight back. So it just gave me that, being a kind of a macho person and to be strong and, to look like, not the tomboy, but to just apparently telling them that, hey, back off. Okay, what I say, I mean it. I used to smoke, especially within the projects, okay, because it was super stressful, super stressful, okay. So I just became like a chain smoker. So the first sessions that I started my yoga, that was my trigger actually. So I used to smoke and then head to my yoga class, starting doing yoga to see how my body reacts to it.
Okay.
Then after some sessions, I find it no. If I don't smoke before the session, and I did my session, so my body is just a little bit more relaxed. My muscles are just being aligned with me, as if my body is listening back to me. Okay, so that is the way that I quitted my smoking. So no one has ever told me that, okay, don't smoke and come to the session. Okay, it just happened to me that I drop it. I'm not drinking. I'm not smoking. Not in the sense that I'm not liking it. No, I like them, but I know that what would be the impact on my body. Okay, I'm a very party person as well. Okay, so people think that, okay, when you become a yogi, that's all over. You'll just go to one corner, sit, meditate, and that's the life. No, life goes on.
So we've just read The Miracle of Mindfulness by Thich Nhat Hanh. And so I want to know from you that how can we incorporate mindfulness in our busy life in Dubai, which is always on the fast lane. You know how life is here. Yeah.
True. So what is mindfulness? To me, what I have understood so far and what I have implemented throughout my life, it is that to just go with the flow, as we have just share with each other. Whatever comes, you have to take it, bad or good. A lot of cultural things, a lot of society things and all. So to go with the flow and to just have that joy, for example, of talking to your husband. Even that time, 2 minutes talk that you're chatting with your husband. Don't think of, okay, I'm talking to my husband, then what shall I cook for my dinner, right? That shouldn't carry on within you. Okay, if I'm talking, I'm talking. You never know what is going to happen next. That is the main thing about us. And there are a lot of definitely certain techniques and certain practices to go with the mindfulness. But for me, it's definitely the flow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, we are intrigued by the fact that you're a nomad, so tell us a bit about that. What are your travels, what your belief in, being a, like a wanderer of the world.
So as I said, the being with my teacher and living with him on the road taught me that the real life, you can learn it from the very simple, people on the road. I go to the village and I stay with that villagers, for 2 days and see how they are cooking, how they are speaking together, how they are managing their life. It will teach me definitely more of understanding the cultures, the roots, the people, the nature of the human, and all sort of things. So that is why a lot of my, let's say, friends and students, and it comes from my dad and my parents back home and all, they call me like Sam is like a free spirit. I'll go wherever, whenever I can. I really don't mind if there is one person that I can sit next to him and chat, and having a chai on the pavement, in the street. But that philosophy beyond the life will go on with that one.
And another great influence in your life is of Rumi.
Of course.
So tell us how that fascination and that love for Rumi's words began in your life.
I think I'm very, very grateful to born and brought up in Iran and being a Persian one to understand the language of poetry, because I think life is a poetry. life is going ups and downs with a lot of ugly things, but what it can touch it, that salt and that pepper, is the poetry for us. And we're coming from the land that poetry is like coming to a very random dialogue within our daily basis. So my mom used to read a lot of poetry for me, so a lot of things was happening, so it was there with us through our blood. And definitely Maulana Jalaluddin Muhammad Balkhi, which was apparently called from the English word Rumi. It's one of the great scholars of that land of the great Persia, which taught us that nothing in life is easy. You might think that, okay, the suffering is there, but you suffer for reaching to attain that liberation. So that liberation needs a lot of work. You can't say, it has got stages, if I can say. I can't say today I'll start my, practicing yoga. Tomorrow I will be a yogi. No, between all this, there is a stages to attain that, let's say, liberation of that one. Yeah.
And so how did RUMInation happen? Then tell us a little about, and what have been your most memorable performances?
So this combining of the Indo-Persian culture, it was always there for me. So what we are doing throughout meditations, okay, we are recalling and quoting a lot of, statements, which is the very normal statements. And it just happened to me that I thought, okay, why am I not using the poetry? Then I was just practicing with my maestro, the Khalil Sheikh, the music maestro. And then I told him once that it's Maulana's birthday, very recent. Okay, it's happening in October. So 1st October. So why we're not doing like a kind of a celebration for that one? And he just gave me that green light, and we just went on with that one, and it was just like amazing.
And I've seen some of your clips. You have dance, a Kathak dancer, and you have Khalil Sheikh, and you have in Indian and Iranian fusion.
Of course.
Yeah.
Folk music, which is very much my interest of the music, which comes from, definitely I can say from the East, it has got that root, which goes with the nomads. So if you will listen to the folk music, you will understand the daily life of the people of that place. That is what exactly come with me within that traveling, being a nomad, visiting a lot of people. So I could see a lot of people that they're playing tabla, okay, how their life have been gone through. So that is the nature of the folk music, which interested me a lot, which is also happening in Iran as well, which I was so, grateful again to just meet Khalil Sheikh, and because he is coming from the same background of being a folk musician, coming with the Sufism background of the same village of Rumi. So that was my interest first. Then I started reading of the dance, because I used to do and practice Bharatanatyam. Don't be excited of that one. I was practicing it a little bit. But then I understood that, okay, there is another type of the dance which is very close to the Persian moves within the dancing. Then I started reading about it, and I thought it was the Kathak, because Kathak has got a lot of influence by the Mughals, Persians, and Indians. And it's got a lot of Sufism touch in that one, basically generated. So that's how I met Swarashiri, our angel, and she's just rocking on that one.
And what have been your memorable performances as part of RUMInation that you'll always remember? Anything like that?
There are a lot of moments, but I think the one which has really, really got in my heart, Rumi has got a very, I can say, let's say, popular quote, which is said that lose yourself to the roots and to all those moments that, one day you will go back to them. So this is exactly, it's our life. We have to let go. Whatever it comes, we'll just drip it off, But one of my greatest moments, I think it was the Silk Road concerts. I'm really loving it, especially because I have a very good memory from Ladakh, which was part of the Silk Road. So I could capture a lot of, information from Ladakhese people, on that route. I mean, how did the Silk Road from India just got it to Iran and it was passing it. So yeah, Silk Road, and combining it that the proper folk music which was happening, and the dance, it was one of my favorites. Yeah.
And so do you see any similarities between yoga, Rumi's poetry, and traveling?
For me, yoga is poetry.
Okay.
For me, definitely yoga is poetry. But experiencing life, I think it's a part of the travel that all of us, we have to get through that journey. You cannot sit home and just watch these people on the TV for some 2 minutes, 5 minutes practice, and then switch it off, and then it's gone. I don't believe in that. If it was like that, the world has been like a wow, heaven. But you can say it's not. So it seems that the result, it's not working like that.
Okay.
So that is how yoga for me is definitely a poetry, and traveling is part of that, because all of us, our life is like a part of the journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we would like you to quote a bit of Rumi, and we would like to hear from you.
Sure. Let me just. So Maulana has got 6 books, Masnavi and Manavi. So the first poem of that Masnavi and Manavi is the very well-known one, which is talking about reed. It's talking about the life of the reed. He's saying that listen to the song of the reed. Listen to the song of the reed. When it was ribbon out, okay, from all that space, okay, all people, the whole world, men and women, they were gripping and weeping for that. You know why? Because ney, reed, the flute, it's hollow inside. So it should be very, very professional that to make those notes, to be able, you blow in and the sound is coming out. It's not a two-way interaction. So whatever you do in your life, it will come out, and when it is cut, it is cut. So you have to be careful of what you're saying, of what you're thinking, of how you are living your life, because sometimes you will live your life in such a space that it is gone and you cannot come back and refurbish it, pamper it, polish it in such a way, right? You say something, you said it. So that is the main thing of that one, which is the first poem of Maulana.
Okay. So thank you so much, Samaneh. We loved listening to all your stories and your experiences. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Love you.